Hey, internet friends, Grace here. Yes, I'm still here while a lot of good people on YouTube are gone. Being American means being able to speak your mind, and being under tyranny means you can't do that. So, where does that leave us? At any rate, I'm just watching the bread and circuses of Election Day since for weeks we've heard people offer their predictions of outcomes and fallout. Over the last few weeks, social media companies have conditioned the masses to expect a contested election where we won't have the results for a number of weeks. Whereas we normally have the results in a timely manner, it's not usually contested, and thus the exchange of power occurs in a peaceful and relatively undramatic manner. Well, since the social media giants have declared misinformation on their communication conduits such a huge issue, they've taken it upon themselves to fight fake news during such an important event. The New York Times reported that Facebook has what they call a War Room Operations Center, which will identify efforts to destabilize the election, saying, quote, to prevent candidates from prematurely and inaccurately declaring victory. Facebook plans to add a notification at the top of news feeds letting people know that no winner has been chosen until the election results are verified by news outlets. Twitter plans to add labels to tweets from candidates who claim victory before the election is called by authoritative sources. At least 2 news outlets will need to independently project their results before a candidate can use Twitter to celebrate his or her win. And YouTube said that on election day, today, they would be especially sensitive about videos that aim to challenge the election's integrity. Well, I'm just over here reading news articles by what these social media giants have dubbed credible news sources, so no funny business at all from me over here. Many in the mainstream and even alternative sphere have predicted a Trump victory with a contested outcome, followed by weeks of civil unrest, which means that the only winner here is the government and the biggest losers are the American people as they undergo more and more psychological torture for political control. Up until about 10 minutes ago, I was just looking through Twitter, looking at all the people boarding up their businesses in New York and Atlanta and everywhere, and I pretty much agreed with everybody on this particular prediction. But then I read this curious article. 4 hours ago, Biden's plan to assert control was published by Mike Allen and Margaret Tlaib. Sorry, Margaret. I think I butchered your last name. Anyway, what's more important is what you wrote. If news organizations declare Joe Biden the mathematical president-elect, he plans to address the nation as its new leader, even if President Trump continues to fight in court, advisors tell Axios. Now let me read that for you again. If news organizations declare Joe Biden the mathematical president-elect, he plans to address the nation as its new leader. So everybody's saying they're going to do a state-by-state strategy? No, this is what they're going to do here, people. Why it matters. Biden advisors learned the lesson of 2000 when Al Gore hung back while George W. Bush declared victory in that contested election, putting the Democrat on the defensive while Bush acted like the winner. Now, this is different. This election is different because we are in the cult of personality. People are fanatical about Trump, and they hate him just with as much intensity. I wasn't old enough to vote back in 2000, but something told me that tensions and emotions didn't run as high. The article goes on to say, if Biden is declared the winner, he'll begin forming his government and looking presidential, and won't yield to doubts Trump might sow. Biden's schedule for Tuesday includes a clue to his posture. He will address the nation on election night in Wilmington, Delaware. To summarize what we just read, if someone from take your pick, University of Iowa, comes out and declares Joe Biden the mathematical president-elect, if news outlets pick that up, Joe Biden's going to roll with it on election night, tonight. Doesn't matter if it's true, doesn't matter if it's contested, it doesn't matter if there's conflicting information thrown in there. If one credible news outlet declares him a victor, the Biden campaign is going to roll with it. The article goes on to say Biden campaign manager Jen O'Malley Dillon told reporters Monday that even if all the votes aren't counted tonight, the campaign should have a very good sense of where we're headed. She said, we're not really concerned about what Donald Trump says. We're going to use our data, our understanding of where this is headed, and make sure that the vice president is addressing the American people. To show some momentum, Biden may begin transition announcements quickly, starting with senior staff appointments. That way, court aides won't have to worry about their own jobs, but will immediately be able to get to work. Biden plans to adopt what one confidant called a healing tone and begin talking about the path forward in battling the coronavirus. Look for Biden to embrace science, to talk up the role of Dr. Anthony Fauci, after Trump threatened on Sunday to fire Fauci. From there, the transition would move with unprecedented speed. Maybe this is the real Operation Warp Speed. That, my friends, is what I think is going to happen tonight. I think they're going to meme this victory into reality. I don't think we're going to have weeks and weeks of contested results. This is their plot. This is their playbook. Biden will declare victory tonight in Wilmington, in DuPont country, if one media outlet declares him victorious. Plus, it says here his victory speech is already written. This isn't even stealing an election. This is just claiming victory, knowing everyone in power, everyone in media, everyone in social media will back you. I could be wrong, but to me, this is the smoking gun for tonight. What do you think, internet friends? Are presidents selected or are they elected? If all of us feel like civil unrest is the consequence regardless of a Trump victory or a Biden victory, does that mean that the federal government has too much power and influence in our daily lives? Leave in the comments if you think Trump's going to win, if you think Biden's going to win, if you think it's going to be a contested election. Listen, I know a lot of you don't even pay attention to the election. You don't vote because the left wing and the right wing are of the same bird. I'm picking up what you're putting down and I feel you on that, but I'm still staying up tonight to watch the election results roll in. So I'll be on Twitter, tweet me on there. I'm still here on YouTube for now. I don't know how, but I'm still here. I'm also on Patreon if you want to support my channel on Patreon. I have BitChute, I have Gab, Instagram, Facebook. I got them all, y'all. So I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.